Hello everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany, White Sage Woman. This week is a powerful week. We have a new moon for the week of October 12th through the 19th, I do believe is the next Monday. So Monday to Monday. So yes, from the 12th to the 19th. This is a new moon week, and we will feel the new moon energies all week long. We really will. And so it's very powerful, and many people are experiencing it in different ways. The topic this week will be about higher vibrations and higher dimensions. And what the heck are they? I know many of you have heard in the spiritual and metaphysical teachings and instructions about the upper vibrations, the higher vibrations, the higher dimensions, and how it's important that we work and operate there. And many people are wondering, well, is it, and this is the mind here, okay? The mind's going to ask these questions as to where physically and actually is this higher vibration and upper dimension. Is it up in space? Is it, because we think of high, it's going up. So where is this space? Actually, the space I'm talking about and referring to, and many of us are when we're talking about the upper vibrations and the higher dimensions, is not something that's outside of us, outside of our physicalness. It's actually inside us. We are connected to everything. I know you've heard maybe the law of one. We are all connected. And again, your mind will sit here and try to ask questions because it can't grasp this concept in reality. And that's okay. The thing is be gentle with yourself, but also know that your mind might not understand it if it's in the control position. It has to be in the co-pilot seat. And it's okay if your mind doesn't understand, because what does matter is that your sacred heart center, your soul, right there, that you get it there. And that's what needs to be in command. Your mind is only as old as your body is, your physical body, but your whole soul story is right in the sacred heart center, has all of the information of everything, of creation, all the answers that you need is within. It truly, truly is. That's why it's very important. Many of the instructions or teachings now is, okay, this is the time. This is the time of, I call it the great alignment, where yes, this is what's happening outside of us, and this is what should be happening inside of us as well. We need to make sure that we are becoming aligned with these new energies that is upon us, and we feel it physically. We really are feeling it because it's physically shaping and changing the earth as well. And it's just how change happens. It really does. Like I said, we have a lot of things going on besides just the new moon. Remember, we are still in a polar tilt, polar shift. It's huge in itself. The last time we had a polar shift, it reshaped, remapped the world. Do you listen to what I'm saying? You can tell in the desert that there is evidence that it used to be underwater. Will that happen again? Not sure about the extreme of this polar tilt, but that we can hold these upper vibrations so that it's not as extreme as before. But things that have sunken will rise up, and I know I've said this before in past shows. Islands or any type of landmass that has sunk will rise back up to the surface. Just the same token, though, things that maybe were created from the last polar shift where it lifted could sink. So there could be just a redistribution of landmass and the water. So it's is it scary? It can be scary to some people. I'm sure it can be. But it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't at all. Always ask for your highest and greatest, of course, your guides, but even in your life, in the direction. Am I in the right place? Living physically, is it for my highest and greatest? I think a lot of times we go into automatic, and we can have a job that puts us into a place. If you're not happy or you get restless and you feel like you need to move, please pay attention to that. All right. So this is a great time where you really need to be listening to your intuition and really connecting on these upper vibrations, which are inside. Listening. Don't be so distracted by things that's happening outside of you. All right. So inside of you is very, very important, and this is where people go when they meditate and during meditation. As I send out healing, distant healing to everyone that needs it. At 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm also finding that I'm having to do this not just 9 a.m. Eastern time, but 11 a.m. and then maybe sometimes after 3 in the afternoon. I'm having to do it more during the day. And in the evening, usually like after 7 p.m. I could do that. But I'm finding it more so in the mornings and afternoon times is when it's really strong. I've got to light more incense. And I always have candles burning here, always. And it's supposed to make people kind of scared about, oh, it's a fire hazard. Well, it is if you put them in unsafe places. All right, but let's be smart about where you put your candles. And I have them jar candles, votives. I mean, of course, they're in their own little holders. And so you just want to just be sensible about it. But you can do it. So I have candles burning, and of different colors too. I have white, I have purple, I have green for healing, and I have the green for healing by the healing book when I send out distant healing every day. So anyway, I was sending out distant healing, and what I always do, whether it's sending out distant healing or in a healing session, I'm going to let you know how I do this now. And I let my healing students, those who take these healing courses with me, this is what I tell them. And it doesn't even matter how many different modalities you learn. It's all very simple, no matter what you call it. And I apologize. My hair needs some healing. Okay. It's that hair day. It's actually really kind of gotten colder here, so. Hey, my hair needs healing. Anyway. Just let it go. Whatever. Anyway, so. I kind of laugh when I see all of these different healing modalities and people to keep things, and some of these instructors to keep things new and fresh, and let's change the name. We're going to do like a rainbow healing body, a rainbow body type of healing to activate your rainbow body. I've heard all sorts of different, angelic type of healing, a special, ancient alien type of healing, and then they named the specific star systems and all of, because you see the common thread in all of it. Healing, all of it, goes to one source, the divine source in this upper vibration. Doesn't matter what you call the gate that you go through, like an airport, gate A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, however they number them or label them, the certain gates that you go in. These are all the different healing modalities. It should all go, though, to the same destination. So this is why I'm very limited in what I do teach with healing. I'll teach Atlantean Reiki, crystal Reiki, because those are very, very powerful and very old world healing, and even off-world healing. And then even the Reiki, the Sui Reiki traditional. But no matter what, when I'm teaching all the different modalities, I always take it back to very simplistic. This is it. This is how you do this. This is very simplistic. And because you have to keep it simple. You'll be surprised that in these upper vibrations, just like a child, doesn't need a whole bunch of words to explain. It's a feeling. It's absolutely beautiful. It's creative, but it is always simplistic. Please know it's always simplistic. If we make it more complicated with a bunch of rules, it loses its power. All right, it really does. So keep it simple. Anyway, when I send out distant healing, everyone that's in the book, I don't concentrate on what's wrong with anyone. We just gather everyone up energy-wise, and we're going to take everyone right on up to the upper vibrations. Again, see, going up, right? Up. Now, I always consider I'm going inside. You can think of your heart as many different things, a pyramid, a secret chamber, but you are ascending and descending. Yes. I used to always we're ascending. We're ascending to these upper vibrations. So I was, and it's in like a golden spiral staircase, I call it. All right, golden spiral staircase. So ascending, ascending, ascending. And so I was doing that, taking us all into the upper vibrations of healing, to let the healing occur, to remind you of your divine design, to remind you of what it's like to be healthy in your Ka bodies, your Ka bodies. And then I heard, well, you need to descend too. I thought, descend? Isn't descend bad? No, descend isn't bad at all. And in a spiral, how do you know you're going up or down? You don't. A spiral isn't always vertical. It could be horizontal. You're going sideways, you're going up, you're going down, and this is how many of us are feeling nowadays. I feel like I'm being turned inside out. I feel like I'm going up, I'm going down, I'm going sideways. I have no idea. This is feedback I'm getting from a lot of my healing clients, even from myself, a lot of my spiritual and healing friends. We're feeling like we're being twisted and pulled in so many different directions. It's part of the spiral, and that's what they were reminding me of. Keep it in balance. If you're going up, you're going to go down. If you're going down, you're going to go up. Everything is in balance. Don't you understand? Everything is balanced. And there is that universal balancing act that happens. So it's not that we're just going up into the upper vibrations. We are there, whether we get there by ascension or descension. And it also depends on where you're starting off at that particular moment, and where you need to go to balance yourself. If you're already descended and you need to ascend, okay, then we know what to do to make it balanced. If we're already up and we need to descend to bring us to balance, then we know what we need to do. So it's always about bringing us to this balanced state, whether we're ascending or descending. And we just call that balanced state higher vibration, because it's like the highest you can go. Highest vibration. It's for your highest and greatest. Okay, and it really does work. You keep saying that, and knowing that, and being that. I would like to share an article with you. A wonderful, wonderful woman. Excuse me. I've talked about it before, Jonette Crowley. I've actually taken some of her classes. Years ago, my guides guided me to her. I was attracted to take some of her courses, and she took a really great, beautiful course on healing, healer, and she teaches teachers. She's a teacher for the teachers. for the spiritual teachers is cute. So I get her newsletter, and it's interesting that this was the topic, as far as higher vibrations, these upper energies, and where there's, in my last radio show, Tuesday, it was the 13th, October 13th, my last radio show last evening. I actually had a special guest, Reverend Sheila Scott, and we talked about so many things. We also talked about meditation. And the upper vibrations, upper dimensions were discussed at that point as well. So if you would like to take a listen to that, that is found at Blog Talk Radio on the Goldylocks Productions channel. You can find, of course, all this information on my website. On my website under radio, I do have the radio box up so you can listen to the radio shows. And also there's links where you can be able to click into whether it's radio or you can view video at TV as well. And my website is whitesagewoman.com, www.whitesagewoman.com, and the links are underneath the video in the information area. So, all right, so what I would like to do is to read this article, because I'm finding that as the guides are giving me topics to maybe discuss and share with everyone in these reminders, all of us who are on a spiritual platform are getting the same vibration. And even if we word it differently, we're all kind of saying the same thing. So let me read to you. It's from her last blog post. This is again Jonette Crowley, Crowley. She channels, or one of her, she channels two, but I think it's more than Mark now. Mark is her alien guide that she channels. I have, mine is Andrew, and also more alien guides have stepped in, working with these new energies, and many of us do have alien guides, and it's okay even if you see them or know them or feel them and know they're from the stars, and it's not a bad thing. We need to release the fear of those things that we don't understand, and this is why this whole spiritual and metaphysical teachings is to help you to come to a place of trust. All right, so the latest channelings by Mark, by Jonette Crowley, is intention from the higher planes. Here we go, higher planes, higher vibrations, higher dimensions. Okay. You've been told that intention is important, and intention is important. But what is more important is the space you are in when you give birth to an intention. If an intention comes from want or need or fear, you can imagine it's not very powerful. When intention comes from the space of your inner temple, the space within, the space of the highest place where you can barely form an intention, that intention is powerful. You can think of intentions as words or declarations. That is one level of intention. But when you get to these high spaces, you become an intention. You do not have to give it words or direction, because the intention itself is in line with the universal evolution. I'm just going to pause here for a moment. When I referred you to the radio show from Tuesday, October 13th, the Spiritual Insight radio show, I talked about being and doing. It's the same type of thing. With intentions, and they give these affirmations, that's doing. But you get to the higher vibrations of being, and it just happens. Anything you take there, intention, it just blossoms with very little effort. All right, so intention is one of the most powerful precursors to action and change. However, intention for most humans comes from discordance. It comes from, I don't like where I am, I intend something different. It comes from need or want or discomfort. That is fine if that's where you are. But when you get into these high places, let your intention be nothing. It's just like the higher dimension of probable realities. Don't set limits on the intention. The intention is just, I am high and I intend. I'm at this high place, this high vibration, and I create. It's not the small I that creates. You are then aligning intention and creation with the universe, which is the creator. Do you see there is less work in these higher vibrations? Less doing, more being. You do have to fine-tune your intention. You do not have to even have a direction for your intention. You simply need to align with the direction of universal good. And that intention alone is big and powerful. Perhaps every day you simply say, my intention is to align with universal good or universal unfolding. And then your day will be empowered with something so much more than your mind could consider. Isn't that beautiful? And that was from, again, Jeanette Crowley. So thank you. I always enjoy her newsletters and touching in with other spiritual teachers. It's always great to stay in the communication loop. And even in meditation, or in that, when you're in that within space, you see and feel everyone around. There's like when I am conversing with my guides, sometimes my guides will take me to lecture, I don't know how to explain it other than, so I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible, but that's what it's like. You're going to see a spiritual, seriously, in spirit on an astral plane, in another dimension, you are viewing another spiritual teacher speak, a master teacher, so to speak, on an astral plane speaking. And you can visit any master teacher that you would like to. And there's many master teachers that have not walked on this earth plane. So you get to learn and experience so much, not just on this physical plane, but on the astral plane. And then we can bring this information back to everyone else. And to me, that is what channeling is. That's very powerful. When you are channeling in the upper vibrations, this is what you're bringing back. Tools to help everyone get into these upper vibrations, especially now. Because those that don't want to work in those vibrations and in that space, there's just going to be a lot of shifts and changes, and that's not a threat or anything like that. That's not a doom or gloom type of thing. Everything is a type of prediction. Don't do those. And it's not because, I'm just so much into the positive. Always stay balanced. It's because I can see it all, the good and the bad, and know that it's all very necessary. It's all part of the one. And that there are people who have planned, wrote their life mission, that they have to experience certain things and go down with the ship, so to speak. So it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It's just you don't know what someone's mission is until they're doing it. Right? So we need to be kind to one another and understanding and enough with this judgment. We can observe. Observing is very beneficial. This is how we learn. But as soon as we apply judgment, then you've already made a stand of where you stand. All right. So I hope that this has helped you. I don't want to make it too long, and I'm finding that the hour shows are becoming a half hour. It's like, let's get the message out, very fast and to the point. So it's intention. Intention in the higher vibration. So higher vibrations, higher energies, higher dimension, however you want to call it, it's just higher. And again, if that's how you can get there, is going up and then going down. I want you to just practice that. No matter, you can find out if you're not sure where you are, where am I right now? Go up first, golden spiral staircase. Go up energetically, just feel it. And then come back down energetically, back from the same starting point. You're at balance now. You are balanced. Wherever you started from, you are there now. You are balanced. All right? So then it really works. It's very powerful. For, a while I was just, I'm just ascending, let's go, because I'm already grounded into the earth. All I need to do is just to ascend and make sure I'm balanced, and that's fine. But I wasn't completing it all the way. Even though you're grounding and you think that, yes, I'm grounded. Oh, excuse me. See, I'm burping because there's so much energy, and the burping is always a sign of of it. Woo! Sorry. Woo! That's great. Oh, I would do that. I would get into these classes. If I take spiritual classes or if I'm really into it with some guides and I'm heavy journaling, I'll just start burping. Or I'm outside gardening and you're tuning in. Anyway, so grounding, yes, some people think it can be complete enough, but I always let's just make sure that your grounding is not just anchoring in, but also going up. Remember, ascending, descending. This is where descending is important. In the grounding, a lot of people are in, airheaded, spacey. Your head's in the space because we're too ascended. Then we have to descend. So always bring back to that space of balance. We're right in the middle of the upper vibration, lower vibration. We're right in that balanced being. All right? We're in that middle spot. And this is the beauty. Let's think of the trilogy. The number 3. We always forget the third aspect and always seem to work in us and in opposites, don't we? It's either this or that. This or that. No, how about this and that? And bring it to balance. This is one of the biggest things that have always plagued us, is because it's separation. When we separate, we do stupid things. We cause war, destruction, all of this. It's either this or that. No, there's more to that. We're bringing that third aspect back in, and that's all part of the alignment. Balancing. So I hope that this has helped you understand a little bit more about what this upper vibration is. And it's different for everyone as far as how you want to visualize it, if you want to visualize it. What does it look like to you? And with the upper vibrations, to me, how I can tell, I'm there, and I'm only using this as a reference, okay, is it's black at first, and let me tell you, if you see nothing, that's fine. You see nothing at first, and then all of a sudden, it's like you're in space, and you see these bursts and colors of purple, and they don't really have a shape. They're just moving like around this purple, this cobalt blue, just sometimes some little bursts of white, and then it's the feeling associated with that. It's like oh yes, I'm balanced and at peace. All right, it's a feeling that's associated with it. You're in that balanced space. And what does it look like to you? It can be different, and it can look different each time. But that's usually how I can tell, because it's like, oh yeah, when I see that. Sometimes it could be bright golden white light. It's different. And also in what you're doing. And getting to the upper vibrations, just sitting and meditating, still there, it's just a little different. When I'm in a healing or reading session with somebody, that's different as well. So it doesn't mean that you're not going into the upper and the higher vibrations. It's you have someone else's energy with you, so it's going to be a little different. And that's beautiful. It's great. It really is. It's like coloring with two different colors when you include someone else's energy. So just by yourself in meditation, ooh, I like this colored crayon, we're just going to color with this one. When you involving someone else in a healing session, and even in your prayers and distant healing, and a reading, I'm coloring with my crown, you're coloring with your crown. We have different colors, so the upper vibration is going to look a little different. No right, no wrong, so to speak, like that. When you feel balanced, you're there. All right. And no, there's no pain. There's none of this separation. Yeah. Just wholeness and completeness. So I leave that with you for this week. May you have a very prosperous and abundant and peaceful week. And may the obstacles to your flight be few, and the blessings along your journey be many. Namaste.